There's a quiet pain most men carry, and almost no one sees it. It's not because men don't feel deeply, but because from a very young age, they've been trained to hide it. Think back. How many times did you hear it? Don't cry, don't complain, don't show weakness, handle it. That message, repeated over and over, becomes a mask. It becomes so normal that eventually, the man wearing it forgets he's even hiding behind it. He'll say, "I'm good," when he's completely exhausted. He'll say, "I'm fine," when he's falling apart on the inside. He'll crack a joke when he feels lost, and he'll stay completely silent when what he really needs is help. It's not because men want to suffer alone. It's because they're terrified of being seen as less capable, less strong, less masculine. Psychology shows us that men don't lack emotion, they lack permission. Permission to express it, permission to struggle, permission to need support from others. Our society celebrates men who endure pain silently, not men who open up about it. And that pressure, that expectation, forces men into isolation. The more they hurt, the quieter they become. Men often fear failure more than they fear pain. They fear judgment more than they fear sadness. They fear being a burden more than they fear being broken. And so, they carry everything completely alone. All the stress, the anger, the disappointment, the fear. That weight just builds and builds. The mask gets tighter. And eventually, the silence becomes suffocating. It's a heavy, lonely place to be. You see, most men don't actually lack support. They have friends, family, partners, who would be there in a heartbeat. What they lack is vulnerability. They don't reach out. They don't ask for help. They don't share what's really going on. Because somewhere deep inside, there's this nagging belief that no one would understand, or, even worse, that no one would care. And that single belief is what turns an emotional struggle into a private, silent battle waged entirely inside their own head. But here's the truth we need to understand. Real strength isn't the absence of emotion, it's the ability to face your emotions without running from them. The strongest men I've ever met aren't the quietest ones. They're the most honest. They're honest about what they feel. They're honest about what they fear. And they're honest about what they need. When a man constantly pretends he's fine, he starts to disconnect from himself. He stops knowing what he truly wants. He stops trusting his own instincts. He stops growing, because real growth requires honesty. Finding your direction in life requires clarity. And living a life of purpose requires truth. You simply cannot build a powerful, meaningful life while you are lying to yourself every single day. Eventually, a breaking point comes. It comes when pretending becomes too heavy to carry, when the mask finally starts to crack under the pressure, when the silence becomes unbearable, when that internal pressure finally forces a choice. Either stay hidden and crumble, or open up and begin to rebuild. The shift, the real change, begins when a man stops performing for everyone else and starts admitting the truth, not to the world, but to himself. Just saying those words, "I'm not okay, and that's okay," is a massive turning point. It's a doorway, it's a release. It doesn't make you weak, it makes you real. Real men don't avoid their emotions. They learn to navigate them. They learn from them. They grow through them. See, vulnerability isn't surrender. It's a strategy. It's the most effective strategy you have, because you can't fix a problem that you refuse to face. You can't solve for an enemy you won't even name. Men don't need sympathy. They don't need to be coddled. They need space. Space to be human. Space to express what's going on. space to feel without being judged or told to man up. And when a man finally finds the courage to speak, whether it's to a trusted friend, a partner, a therapist, or even just admitting it to himself in the mirror, that's when he takes his control back. In that moment, silence loses its power over him, fear loses its grip, the mask loses its purpose. You don't need to share every single detail of your life with everyone you meet. You just need to stop abandoning yourself. Stop pretending. Stop hiding. Stop carrying your pain like it's some kind of requirement of manhood. Because it's not. The truth is actually very simple. You are allowed to struggle. You are allowed to feel. You are allowed to break sometimes. And you are absolutely allowed to heal. Being a man isn't about being unbreakable. It's about being unafraid to rebuild yourself when you fall apart. Millions of men say I'm fine every single day, while carrying around internal storms that no one knows about. But silence doesn't make the pain disappear. It makes it grow. It gives it more power. The moment you stop pretending and start facing your own truth is the moment you take your power back. Strength isn't hiding your struggle. Strength is owning it and rising anyway. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be real. Because the man who finally speaks is the man who finally heals. If this message resonated with you, know that you're not alone. Taking that first step is the hardest part. If you're struggling, please reach out. Talk to someone. Professional help is available and can make all the difference. Your journey to healing is worth it. Thank you for watching.